Back in the Day Gamer here. Thanks for tuning into my channel, and today I'm coming at you with another very special offset episode. This is another adventure Mr. and Mrs. Back in the Day Gamer took to the Galloping Ghost Arcade just outside of Chicago. And why? Because it is once again my favorite time of the year, Midwest Gaming Classic. That's right, Thursday night we always hit Chicago, Friday morning Galloping Ghost, then on to Milwaukee for my favorite time of the year, Midwest Gaming Classic. Yes! So, let's get started because I've got a lot to talk about because this trip was fantastic. As customary, we're going to open up a beer. And that beer is something that I've been dying to put my lips around. Rochester Mills Brewing Company, Orange Whip Milkshake IPA. Ale brewed with milk sugars, orange zest, oranges, and vanilla. I like orange creamsicle things and whatnot, so I'm sure this is going to be right up my alley. If we're going to drink this, better bust out Andre. That's right. So, Galloping Ghost. If you've never been there, quick rundown while I pour this beer before I start drinking it. Oh man, look at that. It's orange, just like orange pop. Ha ha! Alright. Anyhow, it's about a half hour out of Chicago. I forget the name of the city, but you know, just get on the old Google machine and just put in Galloping Ghost and it's gonna come up. The guy that owns it, it's really cool. They always take a bunch of cabinets to Midwest Gaming Classic. But anyhow, the Galloping Ghost is, I believe, the largest arcade in the US. It's not the largest arcade in the world, but the footage I'm going to be showing you is from last year, 2019, in April. Because what I like to do to psych myself up for the next Midwest Gaming Classic is make a Galloping Ghost video from the year before. So last year they had about 700 cabinets. They claim to get a new cabinet every week. So this year, 2020, we're looking to have 750 arcades. All right, we're gonna push pause on that real quick. It's like you mixed an IPA with orange pop. I don't care for IPAs that much, but that's pretty mellow. And it's good. Okay, so last year they had 700. They should have about 750 this year. When I walked in the door last year, they had a whole new section. It's like in a strip mall, and they took over the next section, and it was just that much bigger. So let's just jump right into it. Get some footage from there.
What's happening, YouTube? Back in the Day Gamer once again made his way to the Galloping Ghost Arcade. Let's go inside and get it on.
So the first thing I did is made my way straight to the new area. I'm going to cover everything in this section for those of you who have been there but not since the new section opened. Bearing in mind, yes, I already said by now this footage is 1 year old. But as I said, this is how I like to prep myself for the upcoming Midwest Gaming Classic, to psych myself up for the upcoming trip.
Check out the marquee on this one. Yeah, I'm using my new GoPro, so I'm not sure how the audio is going to sound, as if the audio wasn't going to be that good already, because there's so many machines. This here is a game that I found from the Benevolent Dick. That's a killer one. Real crazy game. I went right to this first.
So oddly enough, one of my favorite cabinets to play is one I discovered 2 years ago, Turkey Shoot. What a strange game, but it's a ton of fun. If you go to the Galloping Ghost, make sure you play Turkey Shoot.
It's got 26th place. Not too great. We'll come back.
It is a strange game, but it's worth, I mean, it's free because you pay 20 bucks to get in the door. They're all in free play, so you can't really say it's worth a quarter because it doesn't even cost a quarter.
Hold down. Now all these games aren't new because some of them they just moved to different areas from last year, but there's obviously 50 new ones here. I'm gonna try to play them all.
So as I was saying, a few years ago, I knew nothing of the Midwest Gaming Classic. I just happened to be watching a video. Some tuber I was watching said they were going there in a couple weeks. I was like, what the hell is this? Sounds real interesting. Looked it up. You know, it was weekend, I wasn't doing anything. It's only about a 5.5 hour drive. I conned the wife into going. We went, had a great time. Heard about Galloping Ghost, made sure we stopped there on the way, and man, am I glad that we did. Because like I said, it's the trip we do every year now. Thursday, Chicago. Friday morning, Galloping Ghost. After I've had my fill, on to Milwaukee for the Midwest Gaming Classic. Best weekend of the year. So they really set this new area up nice. Tons of good machines. I mean, there's tons of good machines everywhere. Too many to mention. It's sensory overload. When you walk around, you know, oh, I want to play this. You start playing a game, you lose your concentration and just want to move on to the next one. Totally takes you back to being a little kid. No attention span whatsoever. But as I said, you know, it's 20 bucks to get in. It's free play, so it doesn't matter if you play 30 seconds of the game and move on, because it's all free play. You're not wasting quarters. Not that you'd be wasting them anyway, because 25 cents is a small price to pay for a good time.
The sun's killing my shot. There's a good one. So look at this big guy. Huge double wide. 6 people can play at once. Oh yeah. When this place gets busier, we'll get 6 people on there. Check this one out. I don't know if it's gonna come in, but golly ghost. It's a shooter, but it's super cool. 3D looking. I don't know what's gonna come up on the GoPro, but it looks really cool. I don't know how the shot's coming out.
So moving on to this Beavis and Butthead cabinet. I want to say that I heard this is the only working cabinet in existence. Don't quote me on that.
Infamous.
But that's the rumor I heard.
Beavis.
It's a beat 'em up. It's totally in the vein of Beavis and Butthead. It's raunchy. The graphics look just like the cartoon. This game is kick-ass, ton of fun. Make sure you spend at least 5 minutes on this sucker when you go to Galloping Ghost. The artwork on this Ghostbuster cabinet is kick-ass. The game didn't blow me away at all, but the cabinet is just beautiful.
Artwork on that guy, just like the cartoon. Whoa, we almost walked past Punch Out.
And right behind it, you got both Punch-Outs. You know me, I love my Punch-Outs, so I spent some time there. I definitely still prefer Mike Tyson's Punch-Outs, but these games are both a good time. So when you make your way to the Galloping Ghost, which you gotta make your way to the Galloping Ghost, have a little bit of a game plan. I know you're just going to play video games, it's not really that big of a deal, but it's too much. It's just too much. 700 plus video games. Yeah, you're gonna have no idea about most of them, but at least 100 of them you're gonna remember playing and want to get your hands on again. So try and have some little bit of a game plan. I suggest starting from one end, working your way to the other, going up and down the aisles. That kind of works. Here's my game plan. So I've told the story before and I haven't completed my mission, so I'm going to tell it again until I do. There's 3 arcade cabinets that I don't know how to explain it, but like are from my childhood. Really awesome memories. There's 3 of them. First one, probably 4 or 5 years ago, I finally figured out what it was. Ye Are Kung Fu. That's a game that I can remember playing when I was like less than 10 years old at the bowling alley on Friday night when I went with my parents on league night, and it just blowing me away when I saw it. Galloping Ghost has Ye Are Kung Fu. Make sure you play it. Second game, I finally discovered 2 years ago when I went to the Galloping Ghost. But 2 years ago it was busted. Last year when I went, it was on. That game is none other than this guy right here, Solar Warrior. There was a Quickie Mart by my house growing up that we hung out at all the time. And they always had one single game that they rotated out, however often they decided to change it. But, you know, throughout all the years, there's probably a dozen or so games that were there and we played. And those really shaped my childhood and gave me great memories. Solar Warrior is one of them. This Quickie Mart was called In and Out. We used to, you know, it was like an eighth of a mile from my house. So, you know, you'd get a couple of bucks. Classic, back in the day, 80s style. Rode your BMX bike there, can of pop, arcade fun. So I would really doubt that anyone watching this video has even heard of this game, but I really like it. Even though I've searched for it for years and years and built it way up, it did not disappoint. I recently picked up one of those Pandora 5S's, which are fantastic. You know, it's that plug and play arcade dual stick with each one has 6 buttons. Comes with 1,299 games. Solar Warrior is one of them. So I've been playing it. I got almost to the end and I stopped playing it because I want to actually beat the game at Galloping Ghost to complete a big chunk of my childhood, because I know I never beat it back in the day. So Yi Ar Kung Fu was the first one, Solar Warrior is the second one. That third game from my childhood still eludes me, and I'm begging you guys to help me find out what it is. You're not going to, because my description is so vague. I always thought that it was going to be Ghost House on the Master System. It really, what I remember reminds me of that, but that turns out wasn't it. We used to go to this hotel every year for my birthday, which is in February. They had an indoor swimming pool, so that'd be like my parents' birthday present to myself. And in the arcade, so like 2 years we went there, they had this game. I don't know what it is, but my game plan when I go to Galloping Ghost is just run around like a chicken with its head cut off, trying to find that third game from my childhood.
So here's a shameless Tubin ripoff. Well, actually, this is probably before Tubin. But Swimmer. It's actually kind of fun. Game Ground's a good one.
Wandering down these aisles is just incredible. It's literally walking down memory lane. Obviously, more than half of these games have no nostalgia to me whatsoever, because I've played a lot of games throughout the decades. But the Galloping Ghost has so many games, it's crazy!
Alien Syndrome. We're pretty close to the port. And now how many you can say you've played Michael Jackson Moonwalker on the arcade? Definitely coming back for some gold next. This once again, one of my favorite cabinets.
So that's the video for the 2019 trip to Galloping Ghost. It's 2020 now. In exactly 4 weeks, I'm going to be back at the Galloping Ghost. I couldn't be more excited about it. If you're anywhere near the area, you have to hit the Galloping Ghost. If you're a fan of video games, this place is the holy grail. It's the temple. It's a must-go-to. Hit it up. Then swing by the Midwest Gaming Classic, because that's a pretty good time too. And if you see me at either of those places, flag me down and I'll buy you a beer. Thanks for watching this video. Like, comment, subscribe, all that jazz. Until next time, YouTube, keep it retro!